economy as well, and they also get into leadership and management roles in the economy. That has been proceeding, but at the same time, the structure of our economy has proceeded in a way where even the IMF, looking at our economy, said this economy is dominated. The dominance of the major corporations in this economy impedes it from operating at its maximum level because the concentration of ownership and control is just quite big. And it is an economy that was structured in a way where it was more extractive. It was based more on the extraction of minerals and selling minerals to international customers. And so it was based more on the minerals extraction type of complex. And the manufacturing base was quite low, and over the years it has been going down most of the time. So with this type of economy, we then had to make means to see how best we can grow it. Over time, with the global economy being what it is, our economy has not been growing at the level that we expected to serve the interests of the people as a whole. And as a result, the government has had, particularly in the past few days, as our economy has entered what we call a technical recession over 2 quarters, it hasn't shown growth. We've had to take steps as the government to try to give impetus to the economy by pumping money into the economy. But we're also constrained because our debt levels are very high, and we're servicing debts at a much higher level. And so our borrowing capacity is quite limited. So we've had to reprioritize our budget or our fiscal position with the view of finding money and pumping money into the economy. But we've also come up with an innovative idea of focusing on infrastructure as being one of the key drivers of our economy. So we're going to be setting up an infrastructure fund in which we will pump up to 400 billion rand to inject growth in the economy. That we hope will stand our economy in good stead, and we hope that it will increase spending from the ordinary people, and we will see more manufacturing picking up and our exports also going up. Our position, the strength of the rand has also been a bit of a problem, and with the increase in the oil price, our position has not been greatly improved. But with the measures that we have put in place now, we are hoping that we will be able to return our economy to growth. At the same time, we will continue with the restructuring of our economy to enable Black people to become active participants in the economy of our country.
A question about corruption. You've talked about corruption regularly, and I watched an interview you gave just after announcing your stimulus program, in which you talked about it again as an impediment at a lot of levels to South African progress. How do you think you can make changes in that?
Well, we've been beset by corruption quite extensively over the past few years. Corruption started seeping into our body politic in our state-owned enterprises and a number of other government institutions. And that has led to a number of investors feeling that corruption is debilitating their enthusiasm to invest in our economy, together with other policy positions that had become inconsistent and uncertain. And we've now started, as part of this stimulus process, to reform, to embark on a number of reforms that are going to have an impact on our policy positions to make them more certain and more consistent, as to be able to attract investment into our economy. But the other major issue that we've embarked on is to clean up state-owned enterprises. State-owned enterprises account for about 30% of the economy of our country, and a number of them have been subjected to a number of malpractices and corrupt activities that were being perpetrated in quite a number of them at management level and at board level. So we're cleaning that up. We're changing boards where it is necessary, and we're removing those managers who have been complicit in all this, and they are going to be charged, and they are going to have to be accountable through our criminal justice system. So cleaning up our institutions is part of a major project that we have embarked upon, which we hope and trust and believe is going to reposition our country, particularly our economy, in a way where we will become much more attractive to investors. And that is a process that I, as president, am firmly focused on, to ensure that those who are complicit should be accountable, and those who are found to have done wrong should be able to face the might of the law. Once we clean up our act in a number of state-owned enterprises, as well as government departments, I think that will reposition South Africa. It will make South Africa much more attractive as an investment destination. We are going to be moving to an investment conference in October, where we are hoping to raise $100 billion over a 5-year period. And this is the story that we are going to put forward. We're going to put forward a story of South Africa that is reforming, a story of South Africa that is being repositioned as to be able to be attractive once again to not only the international investing community, but also to the South African investing community, because a number of our own corporates had stopped investing or had gone slow on investing, and that repositioning effect is going to make South Africa much more attractive for investment. So we are focused on cleaning up, repositioning our country and our economy. And by the way, let me say one other thing. The corruption has not only been the preserve of the public sector, it's not only been the preserve of government, state-owned enterprises, or government institutions. We've also found quite a lot of corruption in our corporates. A number of international companies have been complicit in the corruption that has permeated a number